With a clear indication that Sasha Banks will be at Wrestle Kingdom and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Recalling how he saved the life of WWE Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter, Jim Ross revealed on his podcast that we were in Stanford at the hotel we used there, and we were having nice talk and shooting a breeze, and he leaves, walks away, and he gets to the elevator and passes out. So I ran over there and got him flat and, talked him through a seizure. I guess it was a seizure, but he had a spell, my granny would say, and he lost consciousness. I wasn't so sure he was going to make it. I didn't know if he had a heart attack or what. But we called an ambulance, and we got the EMTs there quick because we're in downtown Stanford. We'd have far to travel, and so we had got to nurture him back to life, and I'm glad I got to help a little bit on that matter because I was the closest to Bob. Physically saw what happened, and I was the first one on the scene, got him out of the elevator. He's kind of laying across the elevator where the door wouldn't shut. So I did the mistake, I pulled him out, and then we had somebody call 911, and so the EMTs are there quickly. Sarge kicked out as he did in so many matches. Speaking to Desert Island Graps, Trevor Murdoch touched on Triple H being afraid that Billy Gunn and Road Dogg would attack him during a house show match, with the game telling Murdoch and the late Lance Cade to keep an eye out during his match if the New Age Outlaws would come out. As soon as they saw those guys climb over the railing and begin kicking the out of Hunter, they would have thought it was part of the show, so nobody would have done anything. Hunter would have just been by himself trying to fight off two guys. People would have thought, oh look, this is cool. I want you guys at the curtain and I want you watching my whole match. The minute you see those guys, you hit that effort and you proceed to start kicking their ass. Speaking about how NXT Creative has more time to write off talent before a main roster call-up, Road Dogg said on his podcast, yeah, so all of the above to be quite honest with you, because there's not a strict, streamlined process, especially now that Hunter is in charge of the creative. He understands much more about giving fair warning, so you can write the person out or write the person off or however you're going to do it. It gives you time to prepare creatively for that. I like a heads up, so sometimes we got those, and sometimes we didn't. I think going forward, you'll always, I'm speaking now from NXT creative experience, that we had time to prepare to send people off. But sometimes we got, hey, we're taking this person because we got an idea for this and this, and you could be in the middle of something with them or not, and there they went. So I don't think it'll be that way anymore because I think everybody understands, at least let me beat him on the way out or let me do something to close the book on his character or whatever. Give us time to create something. I think that'll happen a lot now. Sticking with Road Dogg, he would also note on his show that AJ Styles is a better wrestler than Bret Hart, saying he is a better wrestler. He has been working very hard ever since he showed up at the Royal Rumble. He's older now, and he's slower now, and he wants to work smarter now. But when he first got here, and I think he was very much in his prime, the road puts it on you in that life. Talking to The Athletic, WWE commentator Michael Cole touched on his relationship with Pat McAfee, revealing that Pat helped him reignite his passion for pro wrestling. I first met Pat in late 2017 when WWE was looking for a talent from outside the wrestling world to add some insight into our fast-growing world at NXT. My first impression of Pat was how real he was. There was no facade, no ego, just a cool dude with a tremendous amount of energy and enthusiasm. For whatever reason, we just clicked and became close friends. That chemistry would later pay off in our incredible run as a tandem on Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. Pat was immediately successful as a broadcaster in our universe because of two things. First, Pat is a fan, and it comes out on the air. He wasn't trained as a traditional broadcaster, so has no built-in habits that we needed to break. His love for the product just oozes out of him. Second, Pat has endless energy and charisma. He makes everything sound big and important. He is one of the hardest working people I've ever been around. He treats everyone equally, has no ego, and has a magnetic personality that draws people to him. Pat helped reinvigorate reiterate my love for our business. I've been sitting in that chair at ringside for 25 years calling live sports entertainment every single week. I've missed 2 television shows over that period. As one can imagine, that amount of repetition can become tedious after time. Pat changed all that, and each week became a new adventure and a new chapter in my career. Pat also gave me the confidence to open up and have fun out there. One of my career highlights was calling Pat's match at WrestleMania. He deserves all his success. On Pro Wrestling Bits, Saraya mentioned turning heel in AEW as she said, "I would love to be a heel if I'm being honest. I have so many different ideas being a heel, and I always say to people, it's so much easier to be a heel than a babyface because it's hard, especially in today's world, to get people to like you straight out of the gate. So I'm actually going to start from scratch again, but being a heel, it's so easy to get people to hate you." With a previous report claiming that Triple H, who is head of WWE Creative, is unhappy with stars recently brought back to the company, Steve Carrier of Ringside News wrote, "We've heard a report saying that Triple H is underwhelmed by the recent wave of superstars he brought back to WWE. We can't confirm that is not the case. He has expressed no such disappointment, nor would he. If there was any disappointment, Triple H wouldn't admit it to anyone, not right now. It would reflect so badly on him. Fake news again." Revealing that he will retire after his AEW contract runs out, Arn Anderson said on his podcast that, "I'm hanging on to the idea that Brock just hasn't had his second chance yet because of the rotation. I'm sure it's nothing that he's done negatively. With AEW, I'm still under contract for about a year and a half, Brock about 6 months. We just don't have enough segments of television to get everybody on there every week. I'm sure Tony struggles with it trying to get everybody on there and get everybody rotated, but we're just hanging on. We don't want to do anything else. He's still going to the gym a couple of days a week where he was trained, Lodi's gym here in Charlotte. We're still getting in the ring a couple of days. We just haven't been on TV. We've been gone. I don't know if you all noticed, the entire summer. We haven't been on TV probably since May. I know it seems long for us. I don't know if it seems long for anybody else, but we've been doing some independent stuff, a few independent bookings here. I know Moxley has taken an interest in him, a couple days of TV, got him in the ring in front of some of the other young boys and wrestled them around a little bit. I think a lot of people see potential in Brock, but he's in that stage where he's still very, very green. He hasn't had maybe 30 or 40 matches, but the key to this business in getting better is consistency and wrestling reps day after day, 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row. That's how you get better, and that's just not an opportunity where we are now. I'm just going to plan on a year and a half from now being retired from the business. Hopefully, we'll be able to get Brock ready for that, so 23 should be me on the beach somewhere more than once. With him making his name in the cruiserweight division, former WWE star Jack Gallagher was recently seen making his professional MMA debut for FCC 32, where he would end up losing via first-round TKO. Gallagher would also make his bare knuckle FC debut earlier this year, coming away with a knockout in the 3rd round. With a clip of CM Punk speaking about Roman Reigns years ago resurfacing, Ringside News would post it. Here's the video.
And I'll use Roman Reigns as an example, because if we're talking about good stuff, if the WWE does anything good, I mean, this is the one thing that they're doing right now, right? Is Roman Reigns, like his character work, his in-ring stuff, like it's all great. But I feel like classic WWE, they're always 5 years, 10 years late. Like this is something that they should have done originally, because they tried so hard to get this guy over his babyface, and they gave him X amount of Mania main events, and they're just like, this is the guy, and he never really had his moments until now. Maybe he needed that adversity and that backlash to finally be this guy, but this is the one thing they're doing right, because what can you say bad about what Roman Reigns is doing right now? He's far and away like the best guy they have. And when you talk about storylines, in-ring work, and all that stuff, right now, he's the total package.
Many would react to this as well, writing, "Roman does heel work way better than babyface work. I'm glad they waited until the end of 2020 to put the work into the whole head of the table gimmick. Wasn't Punk critical about Roman in the past? Maybe his opinion has changed, but this is the most positive WWE talk I've heard from him in a while. Interesting timing." Exactly, CM Punk is right. Roman is the only best thing in WWE right now because it's Roman and a bunch of other cartoon characters like Bad Luck Holland and Gumdrop and Butch the Cat. Changed my mind. The perfect time to turn heel would have been after he beat Taker, but hey, better late than never. Nah, Roman wanted to be a heel. Vince didn't want to hear it. Roman was dead following orders. He said it himself. He didn't even have say over his promos. Punk's right. They should have turned him heel years ago. With Goldberg last wrestling for WWE at Elimination Chamber against Roman Reigns, it seems the Hall of Famer will be a free agent soon, as Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reported. Last week, rumors circulated that Goldberg had signed a new WWE contract that would see him with a 2-year deal with 5 matches guaranteed, and 3 matches to be against new talent that he hasn't faced. In addition, the report stated the shows would be mainly Saudi/WrestleMania matches. However, those close to him say not so fast. Specifically, they said that would be news to his reps that negotiate those kinds of deals. A journalist from Gush Cloud has reported that Sasha Banks is set to be heading to Japan, as he wrote on Twitter. Banks, a female top wrestler who has surpassed 5.6 million Instagram followers and is active in the American professional wrestling organization WWE, will be staying in Japan from the middle of this week. Hope to collaborate with Japanese brands. If you were interested in brands or agencies, how about MTG including her on the night of December 21st or December 23rd? I'll be waiting. With the Dudley Boys previously set to reunite for Battleground Championship Wrestling's ECW Tribute Show, PW Insiders reported that WWE pulled WWE Hall of Famer and NXT coach D-Von Dudley from the BCW event over the weekend at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. D-Von had been slated to appear at the convention preceding the show and then in Bully Ray in his match that night against Matt Cardona. The promotion's side is that they received a legal letter from WWE this past Thursday upset about ECW promoting a tribute to the Extreme at the show, playing off the ECW intellectual property, which is obviously now owned by WWE. D-Von was then pulled from the show despite, according to the promotion, personally reaching out to WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Levesque to get the edict reversed, which was not successful. The promotion's Timothy Embler announced on the live crowd that the promotion intends to make tribute to the Extreme an annual event every December. When it comes to a potential feud with Bray Wyatt, it was said on Wrestling Observer Radio that Roman Reigns may not be interested, saying, "Everybody who works with Bray Wyatt, very few of them come out looking better. Do they go with him and Roman? I could see Roman wanting nothing to do with this guy. If it's not being built for Roman, then it's got a limit to how far he can go if Roman doesn't agree to work with him. Obviously, Roman's in a completely different place right now with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.